In a world often divided by difference, understanding can seem like a distant star. Yet, the pursuit of knowledge, the bridging of cultures, stands as a testament to our shared humanity. In this series, we embark on a journey of discovery, exploring the tenets of Islam, a faith embraced by nearly 2 billion souls worldwide. It's a faith often misunderstood, viewed through the lens of stereotype rather than genuine exploration. But behind the headlines, beyond the pronouncements, lies a rich tapestry of belief, tradition, and devotion. Before we reveal the 10 things every Christian should know about Islam, we want to thank you for watching this video. It is longer than our previous videos, but it's packed with so much value you won't regret watching it to the end. Also, don't forget to like it and subscribe to our channel so we can continue to make these videos for you. From the bustling souks of Marrakesh to the serene temples of Jakarta, from the heart of Africa to the skyscrapers of Dubai, the call to prayer echoes across the globe. Islam, a word meaning submission or peace, resonates with a staggering number of hearts, representing a fifth of humanity and a tapestry woven from diverse cultures and ethnicities. It's a faith that, while born in the Arabian Peninsula centuries ago, has transcended geographical boundaries, finding fertile ground in every corner of the world. And its growth continues, fueled by birth rates and conversions, a testament to its enduring message and its ability to resonate across cultural divides. But to truly grasp the essence of Islam's global presence, we must look beyond the sheer numbers. It's about the shopkeeper in Senegal who pauses his day for prayer, the doctor in Malaysia who heals with compassion, the teacher in Canada who inspires young minds. It's about communities coming together, sharing meals during Ramadan, offering a helping hand to those in need, and finding solace and strength in their shared faith. It's a reminder that Islam, like any major religion, is experienced not as a monolithic entity, but through the individual stories of its adherents. For those familiar with Christianity, exploring Islam offers a unique perspective. Both faiths trace their roots back to the prophet Abraham, sharing a belief in one God and a reverence for holy scriptures. This shared spiritual lineage offers fertile ground for dialogue, for recognizing the common threads that bind us, even as we acknowledge and respect our differences. It's in this spirit of understanding that we delve deeper into the heart of Islam, exploring its fundamental beliefs and practices. At the very core of Islamic belief lies a concept both simple and profound: the oneness of God, referred to as Allah in Arabic. This belief, known as Tawhid, permeates every aspect of a Muslim's life, shaping their understanding of the world and their relationship with the divine. It's a belief that rejects any form of idolatry or association of partners with God, emphasizing his absolute uniqueness and sovereignty. For Muslims, there is no other deity worthy of worship, no intermediary between humanity and the Creator. This unwavering belief in one God forms the foundation for the very meaning of Islam, submission or surrender to the will of Allah. It's a submission born not out of coercion, but out of love, reverence, and a deep-seated recognition of God's majesty and mercy. Muslims believe that everything in the universe, from the smallest grain of sand to the vast expanse of the cosmos, exists by the will of Allah and testifies to his power and wisdom. This understanding fosters a sense of humility and purpose, reminding individuals of their place within the grand scheme of creation. The concept of Tawhid isn't confined to abstract theological discussions. It permeates the daily lives of Muslims around the world. It's reflected in the 5 daily prayers, a direct communication with Allah, seeking His guidance and forgiveness. It's evident in their acts of charity, recognizing that all blessings come from God and should be shared with those in need. And it's embodied in their striving to live ethically and morally, aligning their actions with the will of their Creator. In the vast tapestry of Islam, there lies a book, a divine revelation, a guiding light for over 1 billion souls. This book, my friends, is the Quran. Muslims believe it to be the literal word of God, revealed to the Prophet Muhammad over 23 years. Imagine a young man meditating in a cave, seeking solace and truth in the silence of the desert night. Suddenly, a voice, powerful and clear, pierces the stillness, transmitting the words of the Almighty. These divine pronouncements would become the verses of the Quran. It is a book of immense spiritual weight, a source of solace and guidance, a compass pointing towards a life of meaning and purpose. Its verses, imbued with divine wisdom, speak to the human condition, offering solace, direction, and a profound connection to the divine. The Quran is not merely a book of scripture, it's a living, breathing entity in the hearts of Muslims. Its words are recited in daily prayers, its verses memorized and cherished. Its message resonates across cultures and continents, reminding us of our shared humanity and our responsibility to live a life of compassion, justice, and submission to the will of God. The Quran, in essence, is a guidebook for navigating the complexities of life. It offers solace in times of despair, hope in the face of adversity, and a profound sense of purpose in a world often seemingly devoid of meaning. For Muslims, the Quran is a constant companion, a source of inspiration and guidance in every aspect of life. Its verses are woven into the fabric of their daily existence, shaping their thoughts, their actions, and their interactions with the world around them. The Quran's message of peace, love, and understanding transcends the boundaries of religion and culture, offering timeless wisdom for a world in desperate need of healing and unity. So the next time you encounter the Quran, remember this: within its pages lies a universe of wisdom waiting to be explored. In the heart of the Arabian desert, amidst the shifting sands and under a sky ablaze with stars, a prophet arose. His name was Muhammad, and his message would forever alter the course of human history. Born in Mecca in the year 570 AD, Muhammad was a man of deep compassion, known for his honesty, integrity, and unwavering commitment to justice. Orphaned at a young age, Muhammad experienced the hardships of life firsthand. He worked as a shepherd, tending to his flock under the vast desert sky, his heart filled with a profound sense of wonder and a yearning for truth. As he matured, Muhammad's reputation for trustworthiness and wisdom grew, earning him the title Al-Sadiq, the truthful, among his people. But his life was about to change in a way he could never have imagined. At the age of 40, while deep in meditation in a cave on Mount Hira, Muhammad received his first revelation from God. The angel Gabriel appeared before him, commanding him to read. Thus began Muhammad's journey as the final prophet of Islam, entrusted with a message of hope, guidance, and submission to the will of God. Imagine, if you will, the weight of such a divine mandate, the responsibility of conveying the word of God to a world steeped in idolatry and conflict. Yet Muhammad faced this challenge with unwavering faith and courage. He preached the message of Islam, a message of peace, unity, and submission to the one true God, Allah. His message resonated with the people of Mecca, particularly the downtrodden and marginalized, who found solace and hope in his words. But his message also faced fierce opposition from those in power, who felt threatened by his call for social justice and equality. Persecution followed, forcing Muhammad and his followers to flee their homes in Mecca and seek refuge in the city of Medina. This event, known as the Hijrah, marked a turning point in Islamic history. In Medina, Muhammad established the first Muslim community, a community founded on the principles of justice, compassion, and unity. He laid down the foundations for a new way of life, one based on the teachings of the Quran and the example of his own life. Muhammad's life was a testament to the transformative power of faith. He led his followers with wisdom and compassion, teaching them the importance of prayer, fasting, charity, and pilgrimage. His legacy extends far beyond the borders of Arabia, inspiring millions across the globe to embrace a life of submission to God and service to humanity. He taught that true piety lay not merely in rituals and pronouncements, but in acts of kindness, compassion, and justice. He emphasized the importance of knowledge, urging his followers to seek knowledge, even if it meant traveling to the farthest corners of the earth. His teachings, preserved in the Quran and the Hadith, continue to guide and inspire Muslims to this day. Muhammad's message, though revealed in 7th century Arabia, holds a timeless relevance. It is a message of peace, urging us to bridge divides and find common ground. It is a message of justice, calling us to stand up for the oppressed and fight for a more equitable world. And it is a message of hope, reminding us that even in the darkest of times, faith and compassion can illuminate the path forward. In the grand symphony of Islamic faith, there exist 5 pillars, 5 fundamental practices that form the bedrock of Muslim life. These pillars, my friends, are not mere rituals, but pathways to spiritual growth, anchors for the heart, and guideposts for a life lived in accordance with God's will. They provide a framework for a life of purpose, connecting Muslims to their Creator and fostering a sense of community and shared responsibility. The first and most important pillar is the declaration of faith, the Shahada. It is a simple yet profound statement. There is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger. This declaration, uttered with conviction, signifies a Muslim's complete surrender to the will of God and acceptance of Muhammad as his final prophet. It is the cornerstone of Islamic belief, the foundation upon which all other pillars rest. The second pillar, Salat, is the practice of daily prayers. 5 times a day, from the break of dawn to the stillness of night, Muslims turn their faces towards Mecca and offer their prayers to God. These prayers are not just rote recitations, but moments of deep contemplation, a chance to connect with the divine, to offer gratitude, to seek forgiveness, and to find solace in the embrace of the Almighty. Now imagine this. As the sun dips below the horizon, casting long shadows across the land, Muslims around the world gather in mosques, homes, and workplaces, their hearts united in prayer. This act of collective worship, performed 5 times a day, creates a powerful rhythm of faith, a constant reminder of God's presence in their lives. The third pillar, Zakat, is the practice of charity. Islam teaches that all wealth belongs to God and we are merely entrusted with its care. Zakat is an act of purification, a way of sharing our blessings with those less fortunate and ensuring that wealth circulates within society. It is a reminder that material possessions are fleeting, but acts of kindness have an eternal impact. The fourth pillar, Sawm, is the practice of fasting during the month of Ramadan. For 30 days, Muslims abstain from food and drink from dawn till dusk, a spiritual discipline aimed at purifying the heart, cultivating empathy for the less fortunate, and strengthening one's connection with God. This month-long fast is a transformative experience, a time for reflection, self-improvement, and spiritual rejuvenation. And finally, we come to the fifth pillar, Hajj, the pilgrimage to Mecca. Once in their lifetime, every able-bodied Muslim who can afford it is obligated to make this journey. Imagine millions converging on a single destination, dressed in simple white garments, their hearts overflowing with devotion, all differences of language, culture, and social status melting away in the unity of their faith. The Hajj is a deeply spiritual journey, a physical and emotional reenactment of the trials and sacrifices of the Prophet Abraham and his family. It is a journey of a lifetime, a culmination of faith, a testament to the unifying power of belief, and a reminder of the equality of all before God. These 5 pillars, my friends, are the cornerstones of Islamic life, the foundations upon which a life of meaning and purpose is built. They are not merely rituals, but transformative practices that connect Muslims to God, to their community, and to themselves. They are a testament to the enduring power of faith and a reminder of the profound impact that even simple acts of devotion can have on our lives and the world around us. Islam, much like other major religions, finds itself home to different interpretations and schools of thought. While united in their core beliefs, Muslims have traversed diverse paths in understanding their faith. These paths have led to the emergence of distinct branches within Islam, the most prominent being Sunni Islam. Sunni Muslims, constituting the majority of the global Muslim population, hold a deep reverence for the companions of the Prophet Muhammad and the traditions they passed down. They see the rightful successors to the Prophet as emerging from among these companions, chosen by the community based on their piety, knowledge, and leadership. For Sunnis, this lineage of leadership represents a vital thread connecting them to the Prophet's legacy. Their interpretations of Islamic law and theology primarily stem from the teachings of esteemed scholars who meticulously compiled and analyzed the Prophet's sayings and actions along with the Quran. These scholars, known for their wisdom and devotion, played a pivotal role in shaping the Sunni understanding of Islam, guiding generations of Muslims in their spiritual journey. It's important to remember that diversity within faith is not unique to Islam. Just as Christianity has its branches, so too does Islam. The existence of these branches, rather than diminishing the faith, speaks to the richness and complexity of Islamic thought and practice. While Sunni Islam represents the majority, Shia Islam stands as the second largest branch within the Muslim world. Shia Muslims too hold the Quran and the Prophet Muhammad in high esteem. However, their interpretation of succession diverges from that of the Sunnis. Shia Muslims believe that leadership should have remained within the Prophet's own family, specifically through his cousin and son-in-law, Ali ibn Abi Talib, and his descendants. They see Ali and his lineage as divinely appointed successors, entrusted with the spiritual and political guidance of the Muslim community. This belief stems from their understanding of certain verses in the Quran and historical events surrounding the Prophet's life. For Shia Muslims, Ali and his descendants, known as Imams, possess a special spiritual insight and authority. They are seen as guides who can interpret the Quran and provide direction to the faithful. This emphasis on the Imam's role is a defining characteristic of Shia Islam, shaping their theological outlook and religious practices. The differences between Sunni and Shia Islam, though rooted in historical and theological interpretations, should not overshadow the fundamental beliefs they share. Both branches uphold the oneness of God, the prophethood of Muhammad, and the importance of the Quran. They both strive to live lives of devotion, compassion, and submission to God's will. Despite their differences, Sunni and Shia Muslims share a common heritage, a rich tapestry woven from the threads of faith, history, and tradition. They find unity in their belief in one God, the finality of Prophet Muhammad's message, and the divine guidance enshrined in the Quran. Both branches observe the 5 pillars of Islam, those foundational practices that bind Muslims together in a global community of faith. They stand shoulder to shoulder during the Hajj pilgrimage, circling the Kaaba in Mecca, a symbol of their shared belief and spiritual aspiration. The differences between Sunni and Shia, often magnified in political discourse, should not eclipse the common ground they tread. It's within this shared space that understanding and respect can flourish. For at their core, both branches seek to embody the true spirit of Islam, a faith that calls for peace, justice, and compassion for all. As we delve deeper into the world of Islam, let us remember that diversity of thought and interpretation is not a weakness, but a testament to the richness and dynamism of faith. It's in understanding these nuances that we can truly appreciate the beauty and complexity of the Muslim world. The story of Islam is one of remarkable expansion and cultural flourishing. From its beginnings in the Arabian Peninsula, Islam spread rapidly, carried by the faith of its adherents. Within a century, Islam had reached North Africa, Persia, and parts of Europe. This expansion was fueled by Islam's compelling message and intellectual curiosity. People were drawn to its message of monotheism, equality, and social justice. The rise of the Islamic Empire ushered in a golden age of scientific and cultural advancement. Muslim scholars made groundbreaking discoveries in mathematics, astronomy, medicine, and philosophy. Their inventions, from algebra to surgical instruments, left an indelible mark on civilization. The Islamic Golden Age stands as a testament to the power of knowledge and cross-cultural exchange. As Islam spread, it engaged with existing cultures, weaving them into its rich tapestry. From the mosaics of Damascus to the minarets of Cairo, Islamic civilization became a vibrant mosaic of diverse cultures. The Islamic world became a crossroads of ideas and innovations, fostering an environment where art, architecture, literature, and science flourished. Islamic art, with its intricate patterns and vibrant colors, became a symbol of the civilization's aesthetic sensibilities. From the majestic mosques of Istanbul to the delicate miniatures of Persia, Islamic art continues to inspire awe and wonder. The contributions of Islamic civilization extend far beyond art and architecture, influencing our world today. As we marvel at the achievements of this great civilization, let us remember the values that underpinned its success. A thirst for knowledge, a spirit of openness, and a deep respect for human ingenuity and creativity. 5 times a day, from the bustling streets of Cairo to the serene islands of Indonesia, a timeless sound echoes across the globe, a call that transcends language and culture, a call that beckons Muslims to prayer. This is the Adhan, the Islamic call to prayer, a sonic tapestry woven into the fabric of daily life. As the sun begins its ascent, casting a golden hue across the horizon, the first call to prayer rings out, a gentle reminder to start the day with God in mind. It's a time for Muslims to detach from the worries of the world and connect with their Creator, seeking guidance, strength, and peace. The Adhan serves as a public declaration of faith, a unifying force that binds Muslims together across continents and cultures. It's a reminder of their shared belief, their common purpose, and their unwavering devotion to the one God. For many Muslims, the Adhan is more than just a call to prayer. It's a source of comfort, a reminder of God's presence, and a call to live a life of purpose and meaning. It's a sound that echoes through their lives, shaping their daily rhythms and connecting them to a spiritual tradition that spans centuries. Responding to the Adhan's call, Muslims prepare for prayer, performing ablutions, a ritual cleansing of the hands, face and feet, symbolizing a purification of the body and soul. This act of washing away impurities prepares them to stand before God in a state of humility and reverence. With hearts turned towards Mecca, the holiest city in Islam, Muslims embark on a spiritual journey, a journey that transcends the physical realm and connects them to the divine. They stand shoulder to shoulder, regardless of social status or background, united in their devotion to God. The prayer itself is a carefully choreographed sequence of movements and recitations, each gesture imbued with meaning and purpose. From the opening takbir, where Muslims raise their hands and proclaim God's greatness, to the final salam, where they turn their heads to the right and left, acknowledging the angels on their shoulders, every movement is an act of worship. Through these physical and spiritual exercises, Muslims seek to draw closer to God, to find solace in His presence and to submit to His will. The act of prayer is a transformative experience, a time for reflection, contemplation and renewal. But the significance of prayer in Islam goes beyond ritualistic movements. It's a time for personal reflection, for seeking forgiveness, for expressing gratitude, and for supplicating to God for guidance and strength. It's a conversation between the Creator and the created, a moment of intimate connection in the midst of life's hustle and bustle. The 5 daily prayers serve as spiritual anchors throughout the day, reminding Muslims of their purpose, their priorities, and their relationship with God. They provide moments of pause, opportunities to step back from the demands of daily life and reconnect with their spiritual core. These prayers are not merely a religious obligation, but a source of comfort, guidance, and strength for Muslims around the world. They offer a refuge from the storms of life, a source of peace in times of turmoil, and a reminder of God's presence in their lives. The act of prostration, where Muslims lower their foreheads to the ground, symbolizes ultimate humility and submission to God. It's a physical manifestation of their surrender to His will, an acknowledgement of His greatness and their own limitations. In that moment of complete surrender, Muslims find peace, knowing that they are not alone in their struggles. The Islamic calendar, guided by the cycles of the moon, marks time differently than our own. Each month carries its own weight, its own significance, and none hold the solemnity and reverence of the 9th month, Ramadan. Ramadan is a time of intense spiritual reflection, a period where Muslims abstain from food and drink from dawn until dusk. Imagine for a month experiencing the pangs of hunger and thirst, not as inconveniences, but as pathways to empathy, to understanding the struggles of those less fortunate. It's a time when families gather to break their fasts together, sharing simple meals with a profound sense of gratitude. The air, particularly in Muslim communities, vibrates with a different energy, one of shared purpose, of collective devotion. This month-long fast isn't simply about physical discipline, it's about drawing closer to God, about purifying the heart and mind. It's a time to confront desires, to strengthen willpower, and to emerge from the experience transformed. Ramadan is a time for introspection, for examining the inner workings of our souls. When the body is denied its basic needs, the spirit, in a sense, is forced to confront its own hungers, for meaning, for connection, for something larger than itself. The Quran, the holy book of Islam, was revealed to the Prophet Muhammad during this very month. It's a time when Muslims believe the gates of heaven are opened wide, and the whispers of divine grace can be heard more clearly. Imagine the clarity that can come from a month of focused prayer, of reciting verses, of immersing oneself in the divine word. It's a period of spiritual cleansing, of seeking forgiveness, of realigning oneself with the principles of faith. Ramadan, in its essence, is a journey back to the core of what it means to be Muslim, to submit to God's will, to practice compassion, to live a life of purpose and meaning. As the sun dips below the horizon, casting long shadows across the land, a collective sigh of relief, of anticipation, ripples through Muslim communities. It's time for iftar, the breaking of the fast, a moment of pure joy and communal celebration. Dates, their sweetness a welcome contrast to the day's abstinence, are often the first morsel to break the fast, followed by a light meal, often shared with family and friends. The act of eating, usually taken for granted, takes on a new significance, a reminder of God's bounty and the preciousness of sustenance. But Ramadan is more than just fasting. It's about generosity, about extending a hand to those in need. Charity, or Zakat, becomes even more important during this holy month, as Muslims are encouraged to share their blessings with the less fortunate. And so, throughout Ramadan, the mosques are filled with worshippers, their prayers echoing the rhythms of the heart, their actions a testament to the enduring power of faith. It's a time of profound spiritual renewal, a month that leaves its mark on the soul long after the last fast is broken. In the tapestry of Islamic faith, woven with threads of prayer, fasting and belief, there lies a vibrant strand known as Zakat, the principle of charity. It's not merely an act of kindness, it's a fundamental pillar of Islam, a spiritual obligation woven into the very fabric of a Muslim's life. Imagine a world where those blessed with abundance share their wealth, not out of obligation but from a deep sense of social responsibility. That's the essence of Zakat, a recognition that all we have is a gift from God, and with that gift comes a duty to care for those in need. It's not just about alleviating poverty, it's about fostering a sense of community, of shared responsibility for the well-being of all. Zakat serves as a bridge between the haves and the have-nots, reminding us that our lives are interconnected and our destinies intertwined. This act of giving, of purifying one's wealth by sharing it, is deeply embedded in the Quran. It's a reminder that true wealth lies not in material possessions, but in the richness of the heart, in the compassion we show towards our fellow human beings. Imagine if, for a moment, we viewed wealth not just as something to be accumulated, but as a flowing river meant to be shared and circulated for the benefit of all. That's the spirit of Zakat, a recognition that hoarding wealth stagnates it, while giving it away purifies it and allows it to flow back to us in unexpected ways. The act of giving in Islam is not seen as a loss, but as a gain in spiritual currency, in blessings from God, in the deep satisfaction of knowing that we've made a difference in someone's life. It's about recognizing that our possessions are temporary, but the impact of our good deeds can last a lifetime. Zakat is a reminder that true generosity lies not in the amount we give, but in the spirit with which we give it, with a willing heart, a compassionate soul, and a genuine desire to ease the burdens of others. This principle of charity extends beyond financial contributions. It encompasses every act of kindness, every helping hand, every effort we make to uplift and support those around us. Imagine the ripple effect of a single act of kindness. A smile offered to a stranger, a helping hand to someone in need, a kind word spoken to lift someone's spirits. These small acts, multiplied countless times over, have the power to transform individuals, communities, and even the world. In Islam, every good deed, no matter how small, is considered an act of charity. It's about cultivating a spirit of generosity, of empathy, of recognizing the humanity in every soul we encounter. It's about extending ourselves beyond our own needs and desires and recognizing the interconnectedness of all living things. Zakat, in its broadest sense, is a way of life, a commitment to living in service to others, to making the world a more just and compassionate place. And so, the principle of charity in Islam serves as a powerful reminder that our lives have meaning beyond our own individual pursuits. It's in giving that we truly receive, in serving others that we find our own fulfillment, and in extending a hand of compassion that we build a better world for all. We've journeyed together, you and I, through the tenets of Islam, exploring its beliefs, its practices, its history, and its enduring message of peace, submission to God, and compassion for all. We've delved into the 10 pillars, those foundational principles that guide the lives of Muslims around the world. We've witnessed the devotion of prayer, the discipline of fasting, the transformative power of charity, but most importantly, I hope we've built a bridge of understanding, a pathway to appreciating the shared values that unite us even in our differences. For at our core, we all yearn for meaning, for connection, for a world where compassion triumphs over hate and understanding paves the way for peace. If this journey has resonated with you, if it sparked your curiosity, share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's continue this dialogue, this exploration of faith and understanding together. And as always, thank you for joining us on this journey. Before you go, if you've enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe to our channel.